You are watching a special presentation from Tinkle Group Gaming. Hello guys and welcome here to the Jello Cup Series, race number 11 here today. The second leg of the doubleheader at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Today we present to you the Folds of Honor Quiktrip 500. Hello guys, I'm Brian here in the booth with you. Starting from the pole will be the number 8 of Max Anderson, and to his outside will be that number 12 of Trevor Collins. Of course, they are both starting on the front row. Sorry, this is going to be a spoiler, but yesterday in the Quaker State 400, those two, Max Anderson finished 20th, Trevor Collins in 19th. And of course, if you saw yesterday's race, you noticed it was a tire race at the end of the day. Tire wear was a huge factor in the racing, and of course, what lap everybody came in was another big factor. And Mitchell Collins got around the 47 of Ryan Durrani with under 3 to go, or under 4 to go. He got by Ryan Durrani with fresher tires and ran away for the win at Atlanta. And of course, it was quite a spread out race, something we didn't expect. So could we see the same today will be the big question. Will we see more pack racing like we saw in the Lift National race Saturday afternoon, or yesterday afternoon? Who knows? There's only one way to find out, and we will in just a moment. But real quick, of course, you did not see knockout qualifying results at the beginning of the video. The reason is, it is the same 7 go or go homers in this race that were in the race yesterday. One big change, though, no entries have changed. So again, if you missed knockout qualifying results at the beginning of the video yesterday, I advise you to go back and check. But a few big changes did happen to the top 33 after the first leg of the doubleheader yesterday. Bradley Ream fell outside of the top 33, as did the number 18, I believe, of Dylan Ibrahimian. Daniel Voiles climbed in. I can't remember who else climbed in. Let me scroll around and see if I can find who did climb in to the top 33. Oh, Steve Morgan in the number 15 also got into the top 33. Will we see another shuffle of the top 33? Again, keep in mind, the Southern 500 is next weekend. And because the Southern 500 is next weekend, it is double points at stake. So a little bit of pressure this race for those who slipped out to get back in. And of course, for those on the outside before this weekend to make their push to get into the top 33 for Darlington. We'll see what happens. A lot at stake here at Atlanta. Let's roll the intro. When we come back, the green flag in just a moment.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Here we go, getting ready to go racing here at Atlanta. For the second leg of our doubleheader today is 65 laps compared to yesterday, which was 52. Of course, that's the change from a 400 to a 500 as the pace car peels off Max Anderson. Trevor Collins, green flag. We're underway at Atlanta. Off into turn 1, the 8's got a big advantage. Again, I mentioned yesterday you saw tires play a factor in the long green flag stretches. Could it be the same today, as Max Anderson will lead the opening lap by quite a bit? Caution's out already. 23, Aubrey Scott once again. He gets involved in an accident. Nathan Faden as well. Battle for the lead is on, coming back to the line. Max Anderson, Reggie Fogelman. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Max Anderson. Let's go see what happened. 4 wide out of the front stretch here, heading to turn 1. Dick Clark just hooks the number 10 of Nate Rattray, and up he goes into the 3 and the 27, and then Aubrey Scott nowhere to go except into the 10, and you can see they just all stack up here. Tough break as we begin the race here. Let's take you to the green in just a moment. Here we go. We get ready for the restart. The leaders did pit under the caution. We apologize for not bringing it to you. Daniel Voiles will be the race leader. Max Anderson in second. Scott Upton in third. Reggie Fogelman in fourth. Parker Newhouse rounds out your top 5. But we look on down the list. Nathan Faden, he is done for the day. Too much damage. And then Mitchell Collins blew up under the caution. His day is also done. He will not be able to get the weekend sweep as we're underway once again. So unfortunate for the 22 there. 3 wide already on the restart. Noah Sewell. Battle for the lead. There goes the 8. And I'm going to guess the 9 stayed out or went fuel only, because he is dropping. To the line, Scott Upton is the leader. But here comes that 14 of Reggie Fogelman. See, can the 5 cut down and take the bottom lane back? Not this time. Side by side for the lead. Reggie Fogelman is now the race leader in that number 14. Here comes the 6 of Keith Stevens on that bottom lane. Oh, the 9's up in the wall. Tell, he's just dropping. Something is not right with Daniel Voiles' car right now, as Reggie Fogelman will continue to lead here. Course. Now the 5 goes back to second, Scott Upton. Here comes the 6 of Keith Stevens now. But of course we want to just mention real quick, of course this is the last leg of the doubleheader here at Atlanta. We then go to Darlington for our next race. It is a double points race, the Southern 500. Of course, keep in mind the part-timers will be in the field, so we hope to have knockout qualifying for you Thursday or Friday night. We then go to the Monster Mile. The part-timers will not be joining us for that race. We then go to Charlotte, the Coca-Cola 600. The part-timers will be in the field. Then we go to Old Spice. That'll be race 15, and then of course we go to Zen Joltis, and once again the part-timers will be in the field for that race. So basically after today, every other race we will have part-timers in the field up until race 18 at Daytona. So that could really shake things up, and of course that's going to put even more emphasis that's going to put an emphasis on running well here for the part-timers, or for the full-time go-homers right now. That's going to put a lot of stress on them going through the next few weeks. Battle for the lead, 3 wide. And Noah Sewell comes out in front. Man, Joey Trickle is right there trying to make a move. He's got the 6 right on the bumper. Will Keith Stevens look to make a move? Yes, he will. And so will the 25 of Dan Hummel. 3 wide for second now. Some aggressive racing for the top 3 positions. And the 25 just guns it on the bottom lane. Gets right up to the bumper of the 20. Boy, that was a questionable move as far as tire life goes. But Dan Hummel makes it work. Again, Subaru looking for their first victory. Subaru and Honda have yet to beat a victory lane this season. Toyota, Ford, and Chevy, the 3 main manufacturers that have been in the field the entirety of the Cup, lifetime span there, I guess is what I'm looking for. They've all been to victory lane this season. Subaru and Honda have not. And again, their numbers much, much smaller than the Toyotas, Chevys, and Fords. Of course, Toyota only has 6 entries into the field. But Ford and Chevy, oh man, they're killing everybody in entries. Here goes the 25 for the race lead. But again, going back to the Honda Subaru thing, again, keep in mind, Honda only has 2 entries. They don't have a part-time entry into the field. Whereas Subaru, they have 3 full-time entries, and then of course the part-time entry of Brian James in that 05, who ran at Talladega. Look at him battling into turn 1, 3 wide. That's the 38, Michael Collins, your defending champion. Look at how they've spread out. Now the 51. Here he comes. That's Joey Trickle, the former 500 winner. Dan Hummel will lead that lap. But again, we're closing in on pit stops very soon. And we'll see if that shakes up the field in any way. Here comes the 16, Tyler Faden, now on that bottom lane. Oh, he shoots it down there. And he takes the lead. I don't know how he made that one stick, but he does. And Tyler Faden now from 6th to 1st in a lap. That's unbelievable. Look at it, 33.5. He was a full second faster than the cars he just passed. And now he's got a 0.4 of a second lead and growing. Someone has saved his tires for the long run. But is he pitting? Indeed he is. As is the 25. So the lead will now go to Joey Trickle, and they're sitting ducks now. Because keep in mind that undercut on the green flag stops. you get out in clean air and you run some fast times, you're going to put these guys well behind you. So they're going to put these guys well into the dust. Here goes the 6 to the bottom. He's going to have to let the 51 in, but he doesn't want to. Now he will. Noah Sewell also stayed out. And now Jessica Strauss will go to the race lead. And if I'm her, I think I'd hope for a caution. I think I'd have to at this point to keep that 16 a lap down and keep the field well behind you. And you see it's not going to work. But it did impede the 16 of Tyler Faden. And now the 41, the only car yet to pit, comes in. Now we'll see where the 16 cycles out. I imagine to the race lead. And in fact, he will. Tyler Faden, now the race leader. And look at that. They've caught the 27 Bradley Ream lap traffic moment. Oh, the 16 tried. Couldn't get around safely. That allows the 25, Dan Hummel, to go to the race lead. Dan Hummel going to get a second advantage right now. That top 5 sure did change. Again, the undercut pays dividends. Because again, once you're the first person to pit, if you don't follow those guys down, you're a sitting duck. Okay, that's the big thing. You're a sitting duck if you don't pit with those first on. Because you're just going to give up so much time in the long run. Or, I'm sorry, the longer you stay out because of how much the tire fall off is here. But of course, keep in mind you gain it back later if you do stay out. So there's pros and cons to it here at Atlanta. But does it outweigh all the time that you give up? That's the real question, because, I mean, look at how far back that 51 is. You know, look at how far back everybody else is that stayed out that extra lap. And in fact, let's check in on the 41. I know she was not really in it to begin with, but look at it. She's down to 26th. Where she probably could have been about 15th. We don't know where she was before that cycle. So we can't really judge on that. 16 closing the gap, and he's got the draft now. But Dan Hummel continues to lead. We've had 10 different winners this season. Could we have an 11th? Everybody in the top 5, with the exception of Dylan Ibrahimian, has not won yet this season. Dylan Ibrahimian is the only one in the top 5 that has won. Now we move on to the top 10. Noah Sewell's won, I believe, and so has the number 6 of Keith Stevens. So there's 3 different winners in the top 10. Battle for the lead, and the 16 is going to get it. And they're closing in on Daniel Voiles. Will this impede them? No, it looks like he's out well ahead of him. Dan Hummel trying not to lose Tyler Faden there. They got a 6.5 second lead on Charles Sanford in that number 99, who's putting together a solid day. And actually, he just lost third to Roberto Crown Jr. in the number 31. Finished 21st yesterday. He's looking to improve upon that. So right now, I know that the 31's quite a ways back, but Dan Hummel's kind of in a colleague sandwich right now, if you want to look at things that way. And of course, here we go. They're catching the 9. Daniel Voiles, we mentioned, he snuck into the top 33 last race, and now he's going to have to try to stay on the lead lap in 36th if he is on the lead lap. I don't know. He is. So he's going to have to fight here, as we got ourselves a lap traffic moment presented by Fitzwater's Angriness. You saw how strong that 16, I know he pitted earlier than everybody else, but you saw how strong he was on those long runs compared to the guys, because the first cycle of stops was under the caution. This is just something I want to throw out there. On the first cycle of cautions, or the first caution, we had our first cycle of stops. Everybody came in, I believe with the exception of the 9. Again, I can't verify that. And you saw at the end of that run just how strong Tyler Faden finished before the second cycle of stops. So this is a testament to how that 16 is set up. He is set up to be fast, really over the long run. As you see him get by the 10. Here comes the 27, Bradley Ream, who just came out of the pits. And you see there, the 16 just going to let him go. He knows. Not going to be able to fight him. Bradley Ream, by the way, trying to crawl back into the top 33 before Darlington. Because, again, we will have a knockout qualifying session there with the part-timers. So that means we'll have 17 cars attempting to make the field for the Southern 500. And he does not want to be one of them, having to attempt to make the field. Oh boy, look who's caught him. Here comes Roberto Crown Jr. Does this change strategy for anybody will be the real big question. You see the one Pretty Shaw coming in. A bunch of leaders already on. And this could change a lot. So if I'm the 16, and I'm the 31, by the way, it's now a colleague 1-2, I'd be considering pitting. And I believe the 16 will come in this time. So will the 25. So Roberto Crown Jr. now to the race lead. Now if I'm Roberto Crown, I think I'm coming in too. Because again, you don't want to give anybody a true advantage. You know, you don't want to have to make up all that ground again trying to catch the race leaders. You don't want to do it. And here he comes. Yeah, I was about to say, you're going to have to make up a lot of time if you stay out any longer. '16 wins the race off, but did they lose any time to the cars that pitted earlier? There's the 23. There's the 16. And the 31 coming out now. They're going to pass them here. Oh, Ryan Durrani also stayed out. We just never noticed it. And Tony Green to the race lead. And it just shows there how much the undercut helps out. Look at the lead Tony Green got. Of course, he was one of the first ones on the pit lane. And he was in the top 5 for a while there. He was about 5-6 seconds back. Now he's 5 to 6 seconds ahead. It just shows you how valuable that undercut is to gain track position. I believe the caution's out. Yeah, caution is out. Wreck in turn 3 and 4. Tony Green trying to put the one a lap down, and I believe he did. We'll see, does the one race on by? Yep, they did pin the one lap down. And the best news for Tony Green is that's the best thing he could have seen is that caution, because now he can come in. Everybody's going to be on the same cycle, assuming everybody pits here. 25 and the 16 stay out. So does the 47, the 41, the 31, and a bunch of others. I don't think I like this strategy. I know the 25 and the 16 feel confident, but now I feel like Tony Green's going to have a long run car. And we know how strong the 16 is on the long runs. That setup has helped them with their tire life. As the 88 wins the race off, let's go see what happened. I don't think the 2 saw how quick that 78 was closing on the bottom. And you see there, he just gets sent up the track by Ryan Kinghart there. Bradley Ream gets collected, so does Dave James. And Scott Upton, the points leader as well, gets into the back of the 27. Tough break for those guys. We'll take you back to the green in just a moment. Getting ready for the restart here. Tony Green's back down to 26. If that's any indication as to how much these pit stops helped or hurt, all those guys fell back to 26th on back. But again, will it hurt the 25 and the 16 in the long run? As Dan Hummel will lead us back to the green. We're back underway. And keep in mind that 47, he's a lap down, but he does have a few laps fresher tires. Will this be something to watch? Could Ryan Durrani forcibly take his lap back? Jessica Strauss going for second. Keep in mind, Roberto Crown Jr. also, I believe, has fresher tires. So that 31 could make some moves, too. Caution's back out. Big wreck. Turns 1 and 2. Keith Stevens. Here we go, a race back to the line. Who's it gonna be? It's gonna be Roberto Crown Jr. leading the race. Let's see, will they pit? It's one thing we stress all the time at these tracks. Cautions breed cautions. Here comes the 31. And this should take us close. Fifteen's gonna win the race off. Was it a 2-tire stop? It had to have been from the 15. 2 versus 4. I don't think I like this for the 15 team, but let's go see what happened. Carter Joey gets hooked by the 51, Joey Trickle, and this just triggers a big wreck here as he goes up into Noah Sewell. And then just watch them all behind. Nowhere to go, really. Goes into the 42, the 6, the 17. And it just stacks everybody up on back. Including Tony Green, who was at one point the race leader. Big wreck on lap 48. We'll take you back to the green in just a moment. Getting ready for the restart. Steve Morgan, Roberto Crown Jr., Tyler Faden, Dan Hummel, Mohammed Zain Abdullah, your top 5. We're back underway. Keep in mind, Steve Morgan, we believe, did 2 tires on that stop, so he's a sitting duck. And right there, you see it. Roberto Crown Jr. looking for the lead, and he'll take it away with ease. 16's going to follow, as will the lapped car of Ryan Durrani and others. We mentioned it, that he's a sitting duck back there. And look at how far he's dropped. It was a gamble for Steve Morgan, but not one I would have taken at this stage of the race. And look at how many positions he's giving up. You see there, he's trying to come to the pits. He's bailing on the strategy. Mohammed Zain Abdullah up to second. He's looking for his second win of the season. They're both one-on-one, trying to battle for the position. Coming to 10 to go this time. And they'll be side by side. And Mohammed Zain Abdullah, he's going to look for it this time. And he'll get it. So Mohammed Zain Abdullah to the race lead. Now the 41 back there, Jessica Strauss. Will she try to force the issue? She's looking, can't get it this time. How's about Charles Sanford up here in the mix? But again, we could have one more cycle of stops. That's something we're going to have to bear watching. Here comes Charles Sanford in the number 99. To the inside, he's going to take the lead away. He's looking for career win number 4. Look at how much speed he's able to hold. In the corners there. See, he's not too far off his fastest lap. So maybe he restrained himself a little bit on that restart. We got 6 to go this time. Might be a battle between who Zach Fitzwater calls the most cursed drivers in the field. And who would have thought it? Dan Hummel, Charles Sanford, Dan Hummel, they're 1-2 respectively. And they could be the ones that battle it out for the win with 5 to go. And actually the lead's growing. Here comes Joey Trickle for second. He'll get it. And now we'll see, can he chase down the 99? Their lap times, he's still 2/10 off of Charles Sanford. You see 38 that time, 31-3. And Charles Sanford's lead continues to grow. On the 99, I'm feeling pretty confident right now. But we've seen things happen this weekend. The lead's up to 3 seconds. We're going to come to 2 laps to go this time. See the 25 Dan Hummel, he got second back. But again, that 30 or that 99 not losing much time. As we'll come to the white flag this time. I don't see a caution. It's going to be 1 lap of racing to go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. And now it won't matter if a caution comes out. Charles Sanford in a pretty big lead, 4 seconds. He's not won since the Bristol Dirt last season. His other wins came at Daytona and Talladega. And now he's going to get a win on a 1.5 miles. As out of turn 4, one of the most cursed drivers in series history is going to pull it off. Charles Sanford wins at Atlanta. Congratulations to the 99. He gets the job done. Becomes our 11th different winner of Season 8. Wonder if he was carrying a GoPro with him on his helmet. Either way, congratulations to the 99. That'll move him a step closer to the playoffs. So we want to thank you for watching. We're going to show you results and your standings. And after this doubleheader weekend, we will see you back here for race number 12 at Darlington, the Southern 500. Until then, goodbye, everyone.